Moving on, we have Jagat Mehra, who's written in through email. Now, Jagat says that he's planning to buy a 2 BHK property in Sector 16B in Noida Extension. He's looked at a project called Sri Aqua Garden, which was launched recently. Position is expected in 2018. He wants to know if it's a good project to invest in. He also wants to know if there are any other projects in this particular location. What would you say, Arvind?
Well, Kavita, I think we've discussed Noida, Greater Noida, Noida Extension many times. One thing that we've always said, and I'll still say, is that the whole market has a lot of stock, a lot of supply is also getting infused, although at a much slower pace. But there is little movement in the market as of now. Now to specifically speak of the project that Mr. Jagat has mentioned, it's in Sector 16B. Now I'll try and talk about 2 or 3 other things. There is a Sector 18 close by, which is a good commercial hub where there is activity. There is Sector 16 nearby, which is primarily film city and certain other commercial things. 16B somehow is a notch below or a couple of notches below. It's a little more congested. It's more of an auto market kind of a place, and there are some IT and commercial places also in there. In fact, there are a couple of media studios around that place also. So it's a little tight place. There are not too many projects that are getting done there. So the project that is mentioned, Sri Radhe, they themselves can present a couple of other options because they're doing a couple of projects there. And I have seen that there is another option called Nirala Aspire in Sector 16, which he can look at. The more important thing to remember is that he can invest. There is, no adverse information about the project per se, but the project delivery is a little later in the calendar, about 2 years from now. And you have to be mindful.
Arvind, let me interrupt you there. Sure. You said he can look at investing in this particular project. Now, you're really sticking your neck out there because as we know, the NCR market as such is ridden with delays currently. What kind of reputation does this particular developer have? Has the company been delivering projects more or less on time?
Like I said, there is no great track record or there is no enough history to say that. But yes, in this particular project or in the projects that they are doing, there is no adverse comment of extraordinary delays or having gotten stuck somewhere or, having done something untoward or illegal or incorrect. So unless those were the evidences, one can't really hold anything against the project per se. But the one thing that you need to be cautious about is that the delivery is still quite some time away. And under the current circumstances where there are difficulties in executing and completing projects, any project can get further delayed. So your investment gets parked, but doesn't start to fetch you returns. So you have to be mindful of that. If there are delays, you may have to accommodate them within your own plan. So if you are mindful of that, and if you are looking to go to other sectors, then you have quite a few other options. But within this precinct, I think you will have these limitations. If you have made up your mind that you want to choose this project, be mindful of these conditions that I was mentioning, and then probably make your investment.
Right, and Jagat, what we are showing on the screen for you, let me just break it down a little. This is a prop index for the Noida market. You're seeing 2 graphs over there. The yellow graph shows you the average price of ready-to-move-in homes. 5,411 rupees per square foot is the average for a ready possession house over there. And if you were looking at an under construction project, that is averaging around 4,782 rupees per square foot. There is a whole lot of difference over there, but that is also because the Noida market is giving a premium for homes that are ready to move in, considering the delays that are already there. Which brings me to my next question. Arvind, very quickly tell us this. Would you advise Jagat, instead of waiting for a project that is going to be delivered 2 years in the future, that he should probably look at buying into a ready possession home, because you said that there is a lot of supply in that particular market?
Yes, and that is an advice which is always sought, and the answers are fairly complicated, but there is one thing to remember. Investment is a game of risk and returns. As you go closer to a finished project, your entry point becomes higher and higher. So depending on what budgets you have, depending on how much capability you have to put down money as on date, one should always look at a project that's completed or near completion. But in many cases, when we are making an investment, we go by a certain risk profile and we want to take a bit of risk but enter cheap. If you have the capability, the thumb rule is always to go for a project that's complete or is ready for possession. Your risks are minimized there. The project is not complete, your risks are always going to be higher. So if
Right.
you
So
can actually...
So you essentially, what you're saying is you win some, you lose some.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.